Yesterday, I went out wild foraging, gathering the last herbs and blossoms of summer, preparing my winter supply as the season slowly comes to an end. Today, I'll take you with me through my process, the tools I bring, how I prepare and preserve plants, and a few important tips and warnings for safe foraging. Tools for wild foraging. My foraging kit is simple but effective. I always carry a crocheted fabric bag, easy to fold, light to carry. Mine's from Albert Heijn, picked up at the checkout. A pair of sharp pruning shears for clean cuts. Paper bags for samples and seeds with a waterproof marker to label them on the spot. These paper bags are especially handy because I can slip them directly into my plant album later, keeping the samples intact for study. First step at home. Once home, I give everything a cold water bath to wash off dust and bugs. Then I lay the plants out to drip dry. Only when they're completely dry, I move on to preservation. Drying and preserving. For strong flowers and sturdy leaves, I use a food dehydrator. For more delicate, porous plants, I tie them in small bunches with jute string and hang them upside down in a dry, airy space. Remember, everything must be absolutely dry before grinding. I use a coffee grinder or a mortar and pestle, depending on the plant. And when I jar them up, I even leave the lids slightly open for a while, just to let out any last bit of moisture. Storage and labelling. Glass jars work best, and labels are everything. I keep it practical at first. White paper tape with a waterproof marker for quick notes. Later, when I have the time, I rewrite the healing and magical uses neatly in fine liner. The plant album. I keep a photo album for pressed plant samples. Each page holds a specimen and the information I've gathered. Identification notes, magical correspondences, and healing uses. This helps me avoid the so-called evil lookalikes. Plants that resemble safe ones but are actually toxic. Learning to tell them apart is essential. Seeds and seasonal tips. At the end of summer, when plants look brown and withered, they're usually full of seeds. Collect them in paper bags and save them for spring planting, or to share with friends. I also keep a diary. Every trip I note where I went, which plants I found, and when they bloomed. Over time, it becomes a map of nature's rhythm, guiding future foraging journeys. Magical note. During my foraging trips, I like to pause and read a short blessing. If I remember, I also leave behind a small offering, a sprinkle of oats, as thanks to the land. It's my way of giving back. Warnings and tips. Before you forage, keep these golden rules in mind. Never take more than you need. Leave enough for wildlife and for the plant itself to regenerate. Be absolutely sure of your identification. Some plants have poisonous lookalikes. When in doubt, leave it. So that was my wild foraging adventure and the way I prepare my herbal winter supply. With the right tools, a bit of care, and a respectful heart, foraging becomes more than just gathering. It's a ritual of connection with the land and a way of weaving magic into daily life.